All right, today we're talking about tuck-ins. These are the 4 best ways to find tuck-ins for your business. So let's start off. What is a tuck-in? A tuck-in is an acquisition that is much smaller than yourself. It doesn't actually have to be much smaller than yourself, but just smaller than yourself, that you are absorbing the company into your platform company, and you're really not taking on too many of the processes or any of the items that come along with that tuck-in company. So usually there's a higher attrition rate of the customer base. You might get a few trucks, maybe you might even get a few employees out of it, but overall you're really killing that brand and bringing it into your main brand. And so these are extremely valuable if done right and if modeled correctly, because you can add $500,000 to $1 million of top line revenue almost instantly. And really all you're getting right to do that is you're taking a phone number, and you're taking maybe a GMB page, a Google Business Profile page, and letting the customers know, hey, we are your new service providers. And so naturally you lose a few customers due to that because they trusted the old company, but now that you've moved them into your company, usually you offer them something to kind of bridge that gap, and then they're your customer. Easy, quick, cheap customer acquisition. So where do you find these things? This is like the key is where are these unicorns? And I'm going to list my 4 best ways to find them in order from the best way. I'll start with the worst way to the best way. So coming in at number 4 is going to be your B2B reps. So business to business representatives. And these are usually third-party companies that will come in. They say, hey, we will reach out and cold call every single small HVAC company in this area, or plumbing company, or pest control, whatever. We will call every single one of them. We'll email every single one of them and see if they're willing to sell. So on a good note, there's high volume, right? But these leads tend to be a little bit less, they're wishy-washy. They kind of just some want to feel what they could get for their business. Some, they have unreal expectations, and you've just offered to sell, but you solicited me, so you give me your big price. And they're hard. They're much harder that way. They do work, there's higher volume. There is usually a commission for the B2B company on the back end, so you do have to factor that in. But there's plenty of these companies. So you could reach out to quite a few of them. Reach out to me on Twitter if you want me to connect you with some. But they're a great way to get that connection. They're just expensive and the quality is not always there. Coming in at number 3 is going to be Billboard. So 2 years ago in Nashville, there's a spot where the Train dealership, the Ferguson, just all of the supply warehouses are kind of in this really, really tight geography. And there's one stoplight that everyone has to go through to get there. So I reached out, there's a billboard above it, and I bought the billboard for $1,700, and it was for a few months. I think it was 4 months. And I just wrote something along the lines of, ready to retire, call us, sell us your business, plumbing or HVAC business. And so I wanted this to be kind of an upbeat, happy, hey, you're retiring, you don't know what to do with your business, sell it to us. And we got a few calls from that. We closed on one really small one through that, but my hope was that owner would be driving through, the small owner specifically for tuck-ins, right? Because they're the owner operator. They're getting ready to retire. They don't have any kids that want to take it over, so they're just shutting it down. So you can go up and pick these up, and they're $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 in top line, right? One truck, and you can pick them up for really, really cheap. There is an expense to it. Like I said, we paid $1,700 for the billboard. I didn't get as many calls as I was hoping for, and there's also opportunity to kind of match that same idea of advertising in a space that contractors sit in. Maybe it's a free pizzas with your pizza box being that kind of selling your business ? But kind of the solicitation via auxiliary method is where I'm going to put number 3. Number 2 is my personal absolute favorite. Even more than number 1, but I'll tell you why number 1 is number 1 in a second. Number 2 is Facebook Marketplace. So the great thing about Facebook Marketplace is, 1, it's free, completely free to do custom or business acquisition. A lot of times people post, hey, looking to sell my business. Boom. easy, quick way to find it. A lot of times their expectations are incorrect on what they think their business is worth. Being able to provide some value and saying, hey, this is how we evaluate businesses. This is where we think you're at. One, it's valuable to them because they know where their business is worth, and I don't think they get a lot of solicitation. But two, also, there's another method of going through Facebook Marketplace for people who are just shutting down their business. We picked up a $500,000 tuck-in. They did 500,000. We picked them up for 25K, and it came with a truck. And we found it because they were selling their truck on Facebook Marketplace, and on the truck on the side of it said blank and blank heating and cooling. And so I reached out to the guy, said, hey, any chance that you're selling the business along with this? He said, I was just going to shut down. I mean, we don't make that much anyway. I'm a firefighter full time. This is my side gig. And I said, well, I mean, there's value to your side gig. There's value to your customer list. You mind if we just chat through this? And he said, yeah, I do this amount. This is my net. This is what I do. This is just too much for me. I'd rather just be firefighter. And so he sold me his book. He sold me his GMB page. He sold me the truck and all of his tools, and we made a great deal. And those are my absolute favorite because one, I mean, I'm going through Facebook Marketplace anyway, looking at trucks and vans and everything. But this is just an additional add-on that's free. You see it, you ride them. I mean, I've written about 10 other people and they've all been, no, we're upsizing. Great. Well, it was nice to meet you. If you're ever interested in selling, give me a call. So it's a great networking method, which then segues into number one. The number one best way and most obvious way to find businesses for sale is networking. I say get in the game first and then start networking. Networking with business brokers, with your sales reps, and just letting them know, hey, I'm always looking to buy businesses. Other owners, you just let them know, hey, if you're ever thinking about selling, we're looking to buy. And that is the number one method. One, I mean, unless the broker is charging you a finder fee, we kind of phrase it as, hey, you guys are using this B2B, right? You're using number 4, the B2B reps, and then you're getting a lot of, because they're working for private equity. Broker groups are working for private equity. Private equity doesn't want to buy a $300,000 shop. So this broker has gone out, paid for that lead for that $300,000 shop, and then just tosses it, just like, I can't do anything with this. So we come in on the back end and said, hey, we'll give you a reduced fee for that. Just send it our way. If you ever have any of those, if you ever know anybody, and that has been an excellent way at generating tuck-ins. I mean, probably the best way. If we look at it, the worst way is going to be your B2B reps, hiring a group to do it, paying a commission on closing, which isn't terrible, but it's still a closing on each business. Number 3 is billboard or auxiliary marketing. Number 2, my favorite, Facebook Marketplace and messaging owners who are potentially shutting down and scooping up really, really cheap deals. And then number 1, which is the most obvious, is just network. Let everyone know that you're buying. And then what ends up happening is you get people walking in off the street that are calling you to sell. I think that John talks about this a lot. That's what he does. Like people know that he has bought businesses in the past and that he's buying businesses. So then he's known for that. So they come to him, which is the best way. It puts you in the best way to negotiate. It's free. That's the way to go.